14-year-old boy has gunned down at least 9 people in Belgrade school in Serbia. 8 students died while 1 security guard got killed in the incident as well. The teen gunman had shot at his teacher, who along with 6 other students has been hospitalized. According to reports, the 14-year-old had recently joined the school and allegedly used his father's gun to carry out the mass shooting. The student has been arrested by the police. US authorities have arrested a man suspected of killing 5 of his neighbors in Texas. This comes 4 days after the shooting, when he had allegedly killed 5 of his neighbors, including a 9-year-old boy with an assault rifle. As per a report, the officials captured him hiding in a home some 30 kilometers away from where the shooting occurred. He was found in the closet, hiding under a pile of laundry. As per the officials, the alleged shooter is a Mexican national who has been deported 4 times after the shooting. Hundreds of law enforcement officials were hunting for him. The US Justice Department has arrested 228 suspects as part of an international law enforcement operation aimed at curbing illicit trafficking of fentanyl and other dangerous opioids via the dark web. The operation involved multiple law enforcement agencies and was conducted across the United States. The sweep led to the seizure of 117 firearms, 850 kilograms of drugs, while seizing $53.4 million in cash and virtual currencies. Picket lines formed outside studios in Los Angeles and New York as 11,000 union members walked off the job for the first time in 15 years in a strike over pay and conditions in the streaming era. This strike comes after talks between the Writers Guild of America and the Studios Alliance of motion picture and television producers collapsed. The two sides are clashing as writers demand higher pay, minimum guarantees of stable employment and a greater share of profits from the boom in streaming, while studios say they must cut costs due to economic pressures.
United.
Paraguay's President-elect Santiago Peña has said that the ruling made by Paraguay's electoral institution should be respected. This comes in response to protests demanding a vote recount after right-wing candidate Paraguayo Cubas called in a post on Instagram for a recount and asked his supporters to protest. The runner-up also called for a recount and for an international audit of the computer programs used in electronic ballot boxes. As a result, clashes were reported between the police and Cuba's supporters. Kremlin says Russia would continue talks with the United Nations and other parties regarding the Black Sea grain deal. It further added that Moscow would not do anything to harm its own interests. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said the Russian side will continue contacts with both UN and other representatives to fulfill the terms of the deal. Earlier, Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova had confirmed that Russia and the United Nations will discuss the Black Sea deal with the top trade official of UN in Moscow. Now, it has been 433 days since the war between Ukraine and Russia broke out. In the latest, Russia has arrested members of a Ukrainian sabotage network. Authorities claim that they have been planning attacks in Russian-occupied Crimea, including assassinations. 7 people have been detained and explosive devices have been seized. A second train derailed in the Russian region of Bryansk near the border with Ukraine after an explosive device detonated nearby. The Russian Investigative Committee released a short video showing detectives at the scene with train cars lying on the ground. No injuries were reported. However, the incident comes less than 24 hours after another explosion derailed a train in the same region. After a massive pay strike protests by UK's health workers, relief is in for Britain's infrastructure as majority of unions have accepted UK healthcare pay offer. The offer, covering nurses, paramedics, midwives and other workers in England, includes a one-off payment equivalent to 2% of salaries in the 2022-23 financial year. It also provides a 5% pay rise for the financial year 2023-24. The largest union involved in dispute has accepted the increment, while some others still hope for further negotiations. German police carried out operations against the Italian Mafia in Germany. According to German prosecutors, several arrests had been made across a number of European countries. The suspects are accused of money laundering, criminal tax evasion, fraud and the smuggling of drugs, mafia-type criminal association and the possession and trafficking of weapons. Hundreds of officers carried out raids in 5 parts of Germany, with operations also taking place in Belgium, France, Italy, Portugal and Spain. In a bid to boost bilateral ties with its ally Myanmar, China's Foreign Minister Qin Gang met Myanmar's junta chief, General Min Aung Hlaing, according to reports. Qin discussed Myanmar's trade ties and development with the chief. He also met the top generals and discussed diplomatic ties, stability and development in Myanmar and the border regions. China is one of the Myanmar junta's closest allies. It has offered vital support to the Myanmar junta since it seized power 2 years ago. On the occasion of a Buddhist holiday, more than 2,000 political prisoners have been pardoned by Myanmar junta. Myanmar's junta announced releasing its prisoners who were jailed under a law that criminalizes encouraging dissent against the military. Indian Foreign Minister S. Jai Shankar has arrived in Goa for the SCO Foreign Ministers meeting. Jai Shankar is expected to hold key bilateral meets with his Russian and Chinese counterparts tomorrow. Jai Shankar and Qin Gang are expected to push for resolution of remaining boundary issues in East Ladakh. A 20th batch of Indians has been evacuated under India's Operation Kaveri. More than 3,000 individuals have been brought back from conflict-hit Sudan. According to reports, 13 aircraft of the Indian Air Force and 5 naval ships of the Indian Navy have been involved in the rescue operation so far. India also aided the evacuation of citizens of its neighboring nations like Bangladesh, Sri Lanka and Nepal. The economic situation in Pakistan is going from bad to worse. Pakistan's year-on-year inflation hit a record level of 36.5% in April 2023. This is the highest ever increase in nearly 6 decades. The inflation in Sri Lanka has also been outpaced by Pakistan, making Islamabad's inflation the highest among all in South Asia. As per the government data released by Pakistan, the ongoing inflation is expected to rise even further as the officials have raised taxes and fuel prices to meet the IMF's or the International Monetary Fund's conditions for the revival of a $6.5 billion loan program. The IMF is seeking financial assurances from Pakistan before restarting the aid.